Just 2 days before Bangladesh heads into the most consequential election since its independence, the atmosphere of fear is apparent. Another alleged murder of a Hindu businessman in the Mymensingh district yesterday night has marked yet another grim chapter in a rising tide of communal violence targeting the country's minority population. Welcome back. You're watching NewsX Explained. I'm Udar Pratap Singh. Bangladesh is set to head to the polls on the 12th of February 2026, with more than 127 million voters expected to cast their ballots, marking a transition away from the Mohammad Yunus-led interim government to a democratically elected government. The vote will take place against the backdrop of the August 2024 mass uprisings led primarily by students that resulted in the dramatic collapse of Sheikh Hasina's government. After nearly a decade and a half in power and ushered in an interim administration often described domestically as the country's second independence, the movement has fundamentally reshaped Bangladesh, with serious questions being raised about governance, accountability and democratic legitimacy. But how these elections are set to unfold would be interesting to watch. Let's deconstruct the ins and the outs of these elections. Well, first in the order, the election campaigning that started on 22nd January 2026 ended today, February 10th, 2026, in accordance with electoral law. All political campaigning must cease by 4:30 p.m. on the 10th of February, creating a 48-hour cooling-off period ahead of voting. The nomination process formally closed on the 29th of September 2025. Second, a nationwide referendum on the July National Charter, which includes key constitutional reforms, will also take place simultaneously. We will circle back to this later. Third, on the polling day, February 12th, citizens may vote from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., an extension of 1 hour compared to previous elections. The extended schedule has been introduced to manage what the Election Commission describes as an unusually complex voting process, with voters required to cast ballots for both parliamentary representation and a constitutional referendum on the same day. Fourth, the vote count will begin at 4 p.m. on February 12th, and the Election Commission will officially announce the results in the morning of 13th February, as and when the counting is complete. From a numerical standpoint, the election is one of the largest democratic exercises ever conducted in South Asia. The final electoral roll lists 12 crore 76,95,183 registered voters, placing Bangladesh at the top of the global voter participation counts for 2026. The Bangladesh Parliament, or the Jatiya Sangsad, has 350 seats, including 300 directly elected seats and 50 reserved seats for women. To form a government, a party or coalition needs a simple majority of directly elected seats, which is at least 151 seats out of 300. The 50 women's reserved seats are allocated after the election results based on a party's share of the 300. These don't affect the initial threshold for forming the government. Members of Parliament serve 5-year terms, while winning 151 of the 300 seats gives the party a basic working majority. A 2/3 supermajority required for major constitutional changes without opposition support would be at least 200 seats. The main electoral battle is between the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, led by Tariq Rahman, and a newly formed 11-party alliance, officially known as the like-minded 11 parties. The alliance is led by the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami and the National Citizen Party. The Awami League, of which Sheikh Hasina is the president, is currently suspended and barred from contesting elections. A total of 1,981 candidates are contesting the election. Voting will be conducted across 42,761 polling centres, housing approximately 244,739 polling booths nationwide. The logistical demands of administering such a vast operation have placed unprecedented pressure on election officials, particularly in light of the volatile political environment following the 2024 upheaval. Overseeing the electoral process is Chief Election Commissioner Dr. Nasruddin, whose role is widely regarded as one of the most challenging in Bangladesh's history. Mohammad Yunus, serving as Chief Advisor of the interim administration, occupies a unique position. Although he is not contesting the election, the success or failure of the transition process is closely linked to his stewardship. To ensure order during the election period, Dhaka has authorized the deployment of 92,500 military personnel, the largest such deployment since 1971. These forces will operate alongside police and the Rapid Action Battalion, with the army granted magisterial powers to address immediate threats of violence. Awami League's absence has fundamentally altered the competitive structure of the contest, giving rise to a largely bipolar race between established opposition forces and newer political movements that emerged from the protest period. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party enters the election as the most established contender and is widely viewed as the leading party in opinion surveys. The party is headed by acting chairman Tariq Rahman, the son of Khalida Zia, who returned to Bangladesh on the 25th of December 2025 after spending 18 years in self-imposed exile in London. His return triggered large public gatherings and revitalized the party's grassroots machinery. Challenging the BNP is an 11-party alliance often described as representing a new guard in Bangladesh politics. The coalition includes the National Citizen Party, which grew out of the 2024 student movement, and Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami, which has re-established itself as a significant political force after years of marginalization. The NCP is led by former student leaders 27-year-old Nahid Islam, Sarjis Islam and Hasnat Abdullah. Jamaat-e-Islami, under the leadership of Shafiqur Rahman, has emerged as the organizational backbone of the alliance, drawing on strong networks developed during recent student union elections. Apart from the NCP and the Jamaat-e-Islami, other parties in the alliance comprise Bangladesh Khilafat Majlis, Bangladesh Khilafat Andolan, the Nizam-e-Islam Party, the Liberal Democratic Party, Amar Bangladesh Party, the Jatiya Ganotantrik Party, the Bangladesh Development Party and the Bangladesh Labour Party. Let's talk about their portfolios. The BNP campaign centres on a platform branded Bangladeshi First, which emphasises economic recovery, social protection and political stability. Amongst its key pledges is a family card program aimed at providing monthly financial assistance to economically vulnerable households to help cover essential food expenses. 11-party alliance campaign focuses on dismantling entrenched political practices, promoting proportional representation and preventing a return to what it describes as cyclical power sharing between the BNP and Awami League. Other political actors include the Jatiya Party-led National Democratic Front, led by GM Kader, which is attempting to position itself as a centrist alternative. Despite internal divisions, several leftist alliances, including the Communist Party of Bangladesh leading the Democratic United Front, are also contesting seats, campaigning on labour rights, economic redistribution and social justice. Let's talk more about the July Charter, for which Bangladeshis are also all set to vote, along with voting for a president. The July Charter is a reform framework introduced by the interim government under UNIS. The Charter proposes structural changes intended to reduce executive dominance, strengthen institutional independence and address long-standing criticisms of politicization across state bodies. Amongst them, a proposal to restrict any individual from serving more than 2 terms as Prime Minister, a move widely seen as a response to the concentration of power witnessed in previous administrations. Another proposal calls for the creation of a permanent Judicial Appointments Commission, removing the Prime Minister's direct influence over judicial selection. The July Charter also envisions the establishment of an upper house of Parliament designed to provide proportional representation to experts, minorities and members of civil society. In addition, it seeks to reinstate the constitutional office of the Ombudsman, an institution originally intended to oversee transparency and accountability within government but long dormant in practice. 3 major pre-election opinion polls have been released by various organizations in Bangladesh with contrasting projections. In a nutshell, 2 of those surveys indicate clear electoral dominance by Bangladesh Nationalist Party, while the third one suggests a close fight between the BNP and the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami. The Eminence Associates for Social Development survey with 41,000 respondents projects that the BNP-led alliance could win approximately 208 seats, while the Jamaat-e-Islami-led alliance may secure 46 seats. The Nationalist Research Cell survey also arrives at the same conclusion. According to it, BNP could secure 77% of the vote and win 220 seats. Meanwhile, Jamaat-e-Islami was projected to win 57 seats, with the rest split among smaller parties and independents. The last major survey conducted by International Institute of Law and Diplomacy projects a close race between the BNP and the Jamaat. The survey suggests the Jamaat-led alliance could secure a definite victory in 105 constituencies, whereas the BNP-led alliance could be assured a victory on 101 seats. Ultimately, these polls suggest the election remains open. Small changes in voter behaviour could significantly alter the outcome. As Bangladesh heads into this crucial vote, the February 12th election is being closely watched at home and abroad, not just for who takes charge, but for what it signals about democratic stability after a prolonged interim phase.
Bangladesh's most consequential election since independence. Polls set to go beyond the Begums. As Awami League is sidelined, a sharply polarized election begins. 173 million voters, 2 ballots. Here's everything you need to know about the Bangladesh polls.